There is something about Victoria, BC. You can't always explain it, but you know it when you feel it. It's in the charm of the old buildings, the sound of water at the harbor, and the way strangers smiles like neighbors. We didn't expect a quiet ferry ride to move us. We didn't expect a museum to make us reflect. But this city surprised us in the best way. Let us take you there. When we arrived in Victoria, we didn't have much of a plan. We just wanted to explore. Right away, the city gave off these calm, laid-back vibes. Not quite in a boring way, but peaceful. The kind of place where you don't feel rushed. As we move around near the Parliament building, we noticed this line of horse-drawn carriages. We didn't go for a ride, but we ended up chatting with one of the drivers.
This is Ace. Ace is 7 years old, and he is down here for his 4th week now. That is a boredom little thing. Sweetheart, no, you're fine. That's a boredom tick. It's him saying, like, let's do something, please. But yeah, so our training begins at our farm, which is in Brentwood Bay, and we'll do like about almost a 6-month period of training. We'll do traffic around the farm, so he'll get used to cars, buses, bikes, people, all of that. And then we'll do sound desensitization. So we'll do running around with pots and pans, pool noodles, like everything. We'll run underneath them, we'll run behind them. Just pretty much anything to get them used to what they could potentially see or get down here. Like, we do deal with a lot of tourism, which some of them have no idea what a horse is. So we sometimes will have people try and climb into our carriage without us knowing. Oh yeah, we'll get a whole bunch of stuff, which is okay. But yeah, these are all draft breeds. Draft breeds have been used to pull heavy stuff for thousands of years. We have big car behind me. Well, we have 5 different types of draft breeds on our farm. All drafts, no mixes of any kind. So Louis, which is my horse there, he is 8. He's turning 9 this year. Louis and Ace are both Clydes. And then we have Remy at the very top. And he is a Belgian. And Remy is our biggest on our farm, who's the top horse. Remy stands at 20 hands, so he's about 6'3", 6'4" to his shoulders. And he weighs probably a good 3,200 pounds. Belgians are called the tank engines of the draft breeds. They can pull the heaviest amount. They're very competitive, so that's why lots of people use them in competitions and competition work. Belgians, when they are hitched as a team, so two of them pulling at the same time, they tend to compete against each other, and they'll try and out-pull the other one. There has been studies proven that they can almost pull up to 65,000 pounds with almost 4 of them together. Yeah. One can pull up to 12,000 pounds. Remy will not pull 12,000 pounds, as he has been trained to just do carriage work, which is about 500 pounds on a good day, meaning all 6 people that are heftier.
After we walk up to the Parliament building, not really knowing what to expect. But wow, they are impressive. The building is massive, with old stone walls, a green copper dome, and a huge open lawn out front where people were just hanging out, taking pictures, and sitting in the sun. Even though it's the center of government of British Columbia, it didn't feel stiff or overly serious. It felt open and welcoming. We didn't take the official tour, but just walking around the outside was enough to appreciate the details. The statues, the cabins, and a building that has been standing here since the 18th century. Right in front of the Parliament building, there is a tall stone monument you might walk past without realizing what it is. It's the Cenotaph, Victoria's War Memorials. It was built to honor the soldiers from British Columbia who gave their life in World War I and later other war as well. It's a quiet, powerful place. There aren't a lot of sign or distraction, just a tall monument with engraved names and a sense of respect in the air. Standing there with the Parliament in the background and the harbour just across the street, it really makes you pause. It's a reminder of the cost of peace and how many lives were given for it. We weren't really expecting much when we walked into the Royal Peace Museum, but it ended up being one of the most surprising parts of the trip. It's right next to the Parliament building and the harbour, so it's super easy to find. Inside, it's way bigger than it looks. The exhibits are detailed and super immersive. The natural history section was one of the first areas we explored, and it's so well done. You walk through scenes that feels real, towering trees, forest trails, animal in lifelike poses, and even a full woolly mammoth in an icy landscape. The lightning and sound make it feel like you are actually out in the wild. It's not just a bunch of information on walls, it's interactive and visual. You get a real sense of what British Columbia's nature looked like thousands of years ago, and even how it's changing today. Next, we check out the exhibit that focuses on migration and identity. And this one really made us stop and think. It wasn't just about old photos or who moved where. It was about why people migrated and what they left behind and how they shaped the culture of BC. There were photos from families, story from immigrants, and display that made you reflect on your own background. It gave a voice to so many people whose story often goes unheard, and you could see the emotion in every frame. It wasn't flashy, it was real. Wildlife Photographer of the Year was one of the exhibits that really stood out. It's a traveling exhibit from the Natural History Museum in London, and honestly, it's breathtaking. The room is dark, the photo is lit, and every single image stops you in your track. Each photo tells its own story. But it's not just about beauty. Some of the images are hard to look at. They show the impact of climate change, pollution, habitat loss. It really makes you think about the relationship between human and the natural world. Then we stepped into Old Town, and honestly, it was like stepping back in time. They have recreated an entire street from Victoria in the late 18th century, complete with shops, a train station, and even a silent movie theater. You walk along wooden sidewalks, peek into old-fashioned barbershops and general stores, and hear the sound of the time playing in the background. It's massive in the best way. Not cheesy, not overdose, just really well put together. It made us realize just how much the city has changed and how much of that old charm still lingers today. We ended our day at the Inner Harbour, and honestly, it was the best way to slow things down. There's something peaceful about the spot. Boats coming and going, street performers playing music, people just sitting on benches, taking it all in. Victoria surprised us. We came looking for views and attractions, but we found something deeper. Story in the streets, kindness in strangers, quiet moment that stays with you. This trip wasn't about checking places off the list. It was about feeling a place, and Victoria made that easy. If you've ever wanted to visit somewhere that slows you down in the best way, where the past and present live side by side, put the city on your list. Thank you for coming along with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.